What role are you playing in life? Are you the hero, the victim, the leader, the follower? We often feel trapped by the parts we've been given, defined by our circumstances and tossed about by the constant waves of change. We believe our struggles and our times are unique. But what if this is all just a play, and our only job is to perform our given role with excellence? The Stoics offer a liberating perspective that frees us from the tyranny of circumstance. Let's explore how to find our power, not by changing our role, but by mastering it. Actors in a play. Remember that you are an actor in a play, which is as the playwright wants it to be. If he wants it short, it is a short drama. If he wants it long, it is a long one. If he wants you to play the role of a beggar, play it well, just as you would the role of a cripple, a ruler, or a commoner. Your business is to perform the role given to you well, but to choose it is for another. Epictetus in Kyridion. Marcus Aurelius did not want to be emperor. He was not a politician hungry for power, nor was he the true heir to the throne. As far as we know from his letters and from history, he wanted to be a philosopher. However, the elite of Rome, including Emperor Hadrian, saw something in him. He was adopted, prepared for power, and placed on the throne because they knew he could handle it. At the same time, Epictetus spent a significant part of his life as a slave and was persecuted for his philosophical teachings. However, both did much in accordance with the roles they were given. Our position in life can be as random as the roll of a die. Some of us come from wealthy families. Some are born into poverty. Sometimes we get exactly the opportunities we want. Sometimes a truly fortunate event seems like a burden. The Stoics remind us, regardless of what happens to us today or throughout our lives, regardless of where we are on the intellectual, social, or physical spectrum, our job is not to grumble or mourn our lot, but to do everything possible to accept it and act. Is there still room for flexibility and ambition? Of course. History is full of cases where minor roles turned into major ones and created unforgettable characters to whom separate productions and screen adaptations were later dedicated. But even that begins with acceptance and understanding and the desire to succeed in what has been entrusted to us. Everything flows. The world is change. Life is opinion. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. So, our first task is to accept our role and play it well. But what about the stage on which this play is set? The Stoics remind us that the world itself is not static. It is in a constant state of flux. In his biography of Theseus, Plutarch describes how the Athenians preserved the ship of the Athenian hero Theseus for many centuries. When a plank rotted, it was replaced, and eventually, all the planks were new. Plutarch asks, is this still the ship of Theseus, or is it something else? In Japan, a famous Shinto shrine is rebuilt every 23 years. More than 60 such cycles have passed. Is it one 1,400-year-old temple, or 60 consecutive ones? Elections to the U.S. Senate are held on a rotating basis, so there has never been a time when the entire Senate was replaced at once. Is it the same body that was formed in the time of George Washington? Our understanding of an object is just a snapshot, an ephemeral opinion. The world is constantly changing. Our nails grow constantly. We trim them, and they grow back again. New skin replaces old. Old memories are replaced by new ones. Are we still the same people? And the people around us? Everything is subject to such fluidity and change. Even what we consider sacred. Always the same. Consider, say, the times of Vespasian. You will see all this. People marrying, raising children, getting sick, dying, warring, celebrating, trading, and farming, flattering, being arrogant, suspecting, plotting, wishing for someone's death, grumbling about the present, falling in love, accumulating wealth, desiring a consulship, supreme power. And now that life is nowhere to be found, then move on to the times of Trajan. Again, all the same, and again that life is dead. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. And yet, here is the great paradox. While everything is in constant flow, the fundamental nature of the human drama remains unchanged. The scenery and costumes are different, but the story is always the same. Ernest Hemingway began his novel The Sun Also Rises with lines from the Bible. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose. It is this passage, as the classics editor might say, that contains all the wisdom of the ancient world. And what is this wisdom? One of the most striking things about history is how long people have been doing what they do. Although some approaches and methods come and go, people remain the same. They live, die, love, fight, weep, and laugh. Press reports or popular books often perpetuate the idea that we have reached the pinnacle of humanity, or that this time, things are really different. The irony is that people have believed this for centuries. The strong resist this notion. They know that things, with few exceptions, are as they always have been and always will be. You are exactly the same as the people who came before you, and you are just a brief stop before the exact same people who will come after you. The earth abides forever, but we will come and go. It's not about things, but your attitude towards them. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. So if we are simply actors playing a timeless role on an ever-changing stage, what does that mean for our personal struggles, for illness, for failure, for tragedy? Does it mean they don't matter? Not at all. It means that their power over us comes not from the event itself, but from our judgment about it. Imagine you dreamed of a political career. You are young, energetic, and rapidly climbing the career ladder. But you turn 39, and you suddenly start to feel broken. The doctors say you have polio, and your life will never be the same. Is your career over? This is a real story. Franklin Roosevelt is still considered one of the greatest political leaders in U.S. history. After many years of careful preparation for the presidency, he contracted polio. It is impossible to understand Roosevelt without understanding this disability. The external thing, that he was paralyzed, was a real fact. However, in Roosevelt's judgment, the illness did not paralyze his career or harm his personality. Despite the fact that he was definitely a victim of an incurable disease, he almost immediately erased the victim mentality from his consciousness. Let's not confuse acceptance with passivity. Conclusion. Your life is a role in a grand, ever-changing, yet timeless play. You may not have chosen the part, but the performance is entirely up to you. The power to transform tragedy into triumph and adversity into strength lies not in changing the script, but in changing your perspective. This is the ultimate freedom the Stoics offer. If you are ready to master your role and live with this profound sense of purpose, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. A special thank you to our partners, whose support helps us bring this wisdom to you. Exploring their offerings is another great way to support our community. Let's continue this journey together.